Welcome to Nell on Wheels. Did y'all see that RV out there? Yeah. Is that beautiful or what? Now look, that's not my RV. I sure wish it was. Maybe one day it will be. It's really good to be here today. Let me tell you just a little bit about what Nell on Wheels is, because maybe you're sitting there going, what the heck is it? Well, it's a game day show, and we're going to have some guests up here, and we're going to talk about women's basketball. We're going to talk about the Lady Vols. I guess we want to hear about them. And just have some fun. So if you want to get involved, we're going to have some giveaways. And let me show you something, because these are very special, and there's not many of them, okay? So hang on just a second. Now I'm going to have some questions during our time here. And boy, this is just something so special to get to wear. Can you see it? All right. There's only been 40 of these made, because I didn't know how long the show was going to last. If we were going to we're going to have one show, two shows. Actually, this is the third show. So hopefully we'll have a few more as the season goes, and we'll have a lot more of these shirts made, and maybe everybody will have one eventually. So anyway, but you do have the possibility of winning one of those today. Plus, we had some Nell on Wheels cups and some koozies. So hopefully we'll all get out of here with a little something. But Nell on Wheels is a show that lives really on the internet, y'all. You can follow what we're doing at Nell on Wheels, Twitter, NellOnWheels.com. We'll have some video from today on there on the webpage. I have YouTube. So we're basically trying to just continue to promote women's basketball as best we can, to grow our game, grow the fan base, and do all we can just to continue making this the best game out there on the collegiate level. And I know one thing for sure, the Lady Vol fans are probably the best fan base in women's college basketball. As we go along, so please follow it. You know how important it is now to click the like on the Facebook page, or to click to go make the hit on the NellOnWheels.com, because hopefully, again, there's a sponsor that picks this up, and we start having a lot more of these shows around the country at big women's basketball games, so we can continue to promote our game. So let's just keep trying to do that. I've got a very, very special guest host with me today, and that's what we try to do when we go places, is have different people come and join us up here on the stage so we can talk about different facets of women's basketball. She was at Tennessee for 20 years as an assistant coach to Pat Summitt. They won 6 national championships while she was here. Now, I know the Lady Vols have won 8, but she was a part of 6 of them. And then this past summer, the first summer, she's in the WNBA. What does she do? She wins a WNBA championship. So help me welcome Mickie DeMoss.
Hey, gang. So good to be back. Love seeing all this orange.
Welcome, Coach DeMoss. Y'all, is she skinnier than she was before?
I miss all this country Tennessee cooking. Up in Indianapolis, all that city food, can't do that. I got to have me some country barbecue down here.
I tell you, that WNBA season goes fast and furious, so you don't really get to eat a whole lot, do you?
No, we don't. Coach Lynn Dunn, our head coach, forgot to tell me that you don't eat lunch in the pros. So I ate one. I heard that. Yeah, she eats breakfast. But I've lost a little bit of weight, but I'm sure it'll come back in this off season.
I'm sure it will. Speaking of the off season, so Mickie has some downtime. We were talking the other day. This is the first time in over 30 years you've had off at Christmas, right?
That's right. Playing basketball, started really young, and then playing in college, coaching in college. So it's probably been 45 years, not that I'm that old, but that I have had Christmas where I don't have to really worry a lot about basketball. Not to say I'm not a little concerned about this game today, but at least I'm not down on that sideline. I'm sitting up in the stands. It's a lot easier to coach from up there.
Absolutely. You have all the answers up in the stands,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
And the other thing, Mickie, it's like, because you have off now and you've got this free time at Christmas, talk to us a little bit. What are you doing now? You got a new hobby, I understand.
Well, I do. I'm doing some arts and crafts right now. Now, I don't have my website set up yet, but if I take off big, I want to invite all the Lady Vol fans to get in on the ground floor, okay? I don't have any stock set up or anything like that. It's very elementary, but I am enjoying. I'm down at the beach right now during the off season. That's one thing about working in the pros. When you're off, you're off. No recruiting, no camps, things like that. So first time I've really had time to be off in years. But enjoying the beach and doing some painting and stuff like that. And I'm sure I'll be back for some more Lady Vol games.
You know, I think you missed a great opportunity today, Mickie. You could have set a table up and really displayed your work and maybe sold some Christmas gifts today.
Well, now you tell me, Nell. I mean, really. I thought a talk show host was supposed to be more on your toes than that.
You have to take advantage of every opportunity you have, so you need to start thinking in those terms.
Absolutely.
Where can I sell my wares?
Absolutely.
You know, where can I sell my wares? But anyway, obviously we're here today because there's a big game about to take place here in about an hour and a half inside the arena, and we're excited about that. But Mickie, with you in the WNBA now and having come straight from college, you're coaching a former Lady Vol and Tamika Catchings, pretty good player. And then you're coaching against a lot of former Lady Vol players that are in the WNBA. And also, she's coaching a former Stanford player, Jeanette Poland.
That's right.
She plays with the Fever, and you're coaching against a lot of Stanford players. Two great programs, wouldn't you say? I mean, with that many players in the league. But talk to us a little bit about, in your preparation, playing against your former players, and how does that help you in your scout?
Well, first of all, y'all know that Tamika Catchings is one of the all-time favorite players that's ever played here at Tennessee, probably the hardest worker, most intense player that I've ever had the privilege to coach. And just fortunately, I went to the pro team that has Tamika Catchings, and I was so happy for her this year, more than anybody else associated with that organization, to win the world championship is for Tamika Catchings, because I can tell you that is her basketball team. That Indiana Fever is her basketball team. She's one of the best leaders that I've ever been associated with. And she had that team in gear, and she was not going to let that team lose. But so having her was just a blessing. I just feel very fortunate to be able to reunite with her and to be back associated with her. But coaching so many other players, I tell you an example. Y'all remember Glory Johnson? Okay. Well, an all-time great from here. She plays for the Tulsa team, and so we went up there to play, and it was a one-point ball game going down the stretch. And we got down to right toward the end of the game, and I would tell you, the last 2 years that I was here, I would work with Glory on her free throws. Just go, Glory, if you're ever going to make it in the pros, you're going to have to become a better free throw shooter. 50% is not good enough. And, talk to her every day after practice. And I tell the coaches, Glory's driving me crazy with those free throws. On and on and on. So guess what the game comes down to? Glory's free throws. Okay, and I'm sitting on the other side, of course. Well, I'm wanting her to miss them, this time. And so I'm like, oh, my gosh. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, all that time I spent with Glory working on her free throws, and now she's getting ready to beat me with her free throws. And so D-Train. Okay, and so we go down, and she has a 1-and-1 at the end. She hits both of them. Tulsa goes up 1. We have like 8 seconds to go in the game. We come back down. Of course, what does Tamika Catchings do? She comes down, and she makes a shot for us to win the game at the buzzer. So there you've got two Lady Vol greats that, they were the star of that game.
Yeah. But that's not unusual, because there are so many Lady Vols playing in the league, and they're playing at such a high level here at Tennessee, and now just transferring that to the league.
Absolutely, and it makes coaching in the pros. I get to see Alexis Hornbuckles at Phoenix, Shakina Strickland in Seattle, Ashley Robinson, Michelle Snow in Washington. It's like every time we would go somewhere, I would run into a former Lady Vol, or we'd have to coach against them. And they're doing really well. And I tell you, every coach in the WNBA, they want a Lady Vol player in their organization. You know why? Because they know how to win, and they know how to work hard. And you can do those two things, then you're going to be successful.
Absolutely. And that work ethic is something that Pat has instilled since the time she was a player. at 21 years old on the Olympic team, and then brought it right here to Tennessee for so many years. So, Mickie, in the WNBA, compared the style of play. I mean, in the college game, you're looking at average scores anywhere from 60 to 70. The pros, 80s to scoring more points. Why is that, and how can the college game score more points like they do in the pros?
Well, first of all, the one thing I had to get used to as a coach when I got to the WNBA is the game is so much faster. It's a fast-paced game. We have a 24-second shot clock, and if you think, well, that's only 4 seconds.
6.
36. Sorry. Hey,
she went to Louisiana Tech.
Look, Louisiana Tech grad. I didn't have to take math. So anyway, I know I forgot to carry my 2. Okay. Yeah. But the game is so much faster. I mean, and it's like if you pluck the best players out of each collegiate program and you put them in the pros, so the skill level, it's a higher skill level. If you leave somebody open in the pros, they're probably going to knock that shot down.
Just like in the NBA, when you watch those guys, they're just knocking shots down.
They don't miss open shots. It's hard for them to, and if you miss too many open shots, guess what? You're going to probably get traded. So you have to be able to knock down open shots. The game is faster, much more physical. If we don't have to, encourage our players to go lift weights. They remind us, hey, we've got to get in the weight room because they know strength is so important, and they will absolutely get beaten up if they don't.
I think one of the things that the NCAA is talking about also in trying to get our scoring higher is lowering the shot clock, just like they do in the pros. Also, the
4 or 6 seconds. 4.
I went to Texas. 6 seconds. We did math. We did math. But also the 8-second or 10-second backcourt, we don't have that now. So to encourage pressing and being able to, just speed the tempo of the game up a little more. So that's something.
Another thing too in the pros, when you call a timeout in the last minute of the half and a minute of the game, you get to advance the ball to half court.
Love that rule.
So that way you don't have to go the length of the floor to try to get a last second shot off.
Absolutely, absolutely.